Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got another game from LiquidSheth, replay pack of the week. It is on Team Liquid Pro every Thursday with one of the Liquid top players, and it is against EGIdrA. So we've got Sheth in the bottom right as the red Zerg, and we've got Idra in the top left as the blue Zerg. This is the second ZvZ I've cast between these two players from Sheth, and the first one was pretty epic. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do the second one. I may put them in a playlist together. I'm probably going to upload both of them at the same time, just so everyone can be like, oh my god, it's awesomeness. And if you don't like ZvZ, well, that's unfortunate for you. Or something like that. I'll try and upload another matchup from Sheth, because ZvZ is a bit of an acquired taste. A lot of people hate it. Although, to be fair, a lot of people hate every mirror match. Every single one. Protoss players hate PvP because they're like 4-gate, it's horrible. Even though those days are long gone, but still everyone just seems to say it's, oh my god, 4-gate, no. Most people dislike TVT because it just goes on forever. TVT ends when the map is completely mined out, and then about another hour after that when they decide, to go and attack. And then ZvZ is just like the first 10 minutes of complete craziness of Zerglings and Banelings, and no one knows what's going to happen, and one misclick and everything goes terrible. And then you get kind of like into the roach stage where it's just like, can I build more roaches or should I build more drones? Roaches or drones? And if you make the wrong choice just once, you die. So that's why everyone hates mirror matches, but both players are getting both of their naturals at roughly the same time, which is brilliant. Both went for a hatch first build, which is pretty cool. And that just means that we're not going to have some kind of crazy one base all-in from either player, which is always better. We could have some kind of two base all-in though, which is always an option. Both players going for gas then pool. Idra's gas was slightly earlier, fractionally, but it doesn't make any difference at this sort of stage. Well, it does, it makes a slight difference, but not huge, not really noticeable. So, what are they both going to be doing? Well, because they're on two bases, we're probably going to see quite a long phase of Zergling Baneling. Just because Zergling and Banelings are really cost effective, they're lava effective, they're generally good. Roaches getting them up really early can be dodgy because obviously you need a critical mass of roaches to deal with mass Zerglings, and until you get that, they're really weak to just a flood of Zerglings. So that is what's going on. As always, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like my casting, subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on Twitter, because then we can have some fun interaction, and that's always good. Also leave me comments and criticisms and love letters, etc. That's probably like my new favourite saying now, love letters. I reckon you should lose the hate in YouTube comments and just fill it with love and hearts, and just like hearts. I can't even do a heart right, bad me. But no, just hearts everywhere in YouTube comments, as opposed to, yo, you're a faggot, faggot, because that's how creative YouTube commenters tend to be. Although not so much in the StarCraft community, actually. It's more certain other games. If you log into, say, Call of Duty, and all you hear over the voice chat is like, you're a dick, and the other guy's like, no, your mum's a dick. Which is always fun. But no, here we will see some Zerglings do sneak in from EGIdrA, and this long period of nothing happening has resulted in both players getting speed, and some Zerglings getting into Sheth's base. Meanwhile, EGIdrA, he's just happy. He's just like, oh no, here comes some Zerglings, and EGIdrA is hopefully going to be able to, well, it looks like he is going to be able to deny the scouting, unless the Queen follows the Zerglings, which you never want to happen, and now Sheth has got his own Zerglings into EGIdRA's base, and they're all just like, I'm looking around your base, and that's all pretty standard. So both players now know exactly what's going on. What they're looking at is the drone numbers. That is a huge tell of what is going on. They're also checking for a Baneling nest, and lastly for a Roach one. Baneling Nest is on its way down for Sheth, and Evolution Chamber on the way down for EGIdrA. The Baneling Nest for Sheth is nearly finished up, so he's going to have Banelings sooner, and he's actually getting out quite a few Zerglings in order to really go for that. But it has been scouted by EGIdrA now, so EGIdrA is going to probably start getting stuff of his own. He's getting Ground Carapace level 1 up. That's a really early upgrade. Timing, so it'll be interesting to see what he does with that. He's obviously going for an upgrade build. Getting his third base super quickly. That could pay off well. That is like a crazy early third base, unless of course all of these Zerglings go there. If they go there, then that base is just going to die, but it looks like he's not going to. It looks like Sheth is just going to make a lot of Banelings, because Banelings are good units, yo. Now here we see a flood of Zerglings come in, and really EGIdrA needs to be careful, because if he loses too many, then he's going to have a big problem against the Banelings, and the Zerglings on their own are doing incredibly well. Drones are being pulled, but here he goes back, and it looks like a big hit could start going off. A lot of Zerglings get taken out, and really those two Banelings are going to be able to do a lot. The Queen of the natural base does manage to survive. Amazingly, Sheth chose not to go for that, instead trying to pick off a couple of drones. Was it worth it? No, it wasn't. Sheth only killed one drone. If he had killed off that Queen, it would have really hurt EGIdRA's production for at least the short term. Two defensive Banelings here, just at the top of the ramp, but EGIdRA, if he just sends these Zerglings in one at a time, that'd be fine, but Spine is on the way. One Baneling for 4 Zerglings isn't too bad. One Baneling for 2 Zerglings isn't great. And really EGIdRA just is like setting a steady stream of Zerglings into Sheth's base now, targeting down the Queen. And that Queen is almost certainly going to die at some point, or amazingly is going to survive. That is a pretty lucky Queen. How much did it survive with? About 20 HP. So that is pretty sick. EGIdRA has got his 3rd base up though, and he's just flooding with Zerglings at the moment. He doesn't have a Baneling nest of his own. He's getting a 4th base, so a macro hatch is coming out. It's not a 4th base, it's a 4th hatchery. Meanwhile, Sheth is getting up his Roach War, and he's also getting up that +1 missile attack already. And now look at these Zerglings engaged. There's a slightly better arc there for Sheth, and Banelings are so close. That was pretty tense. Even I thought those Banelings were going to go off there. Now that means that once Banelings are out, well, it becomes a lot more difficult for EGIdRA to do much with mass Zerglings. It just doesn't work so well. These Banelings are moving in and will scare off EGIdRA's Zerglings, but Sheth moving forward now, and these Zerglings are free to run in. That Queen is almost definitely going to die, unless of course EGIdRA just runs past it. He's going to go for the mains Queen, but all these drones being pulled, some Zerglings joining in, but it's lost mining time, as you do know. And where is all of Sheth's units? Sheth had a lot. Here they come. They're coming back. They were like, oh god, I left my base undefended. All the Banelings were blown on those Zerglings. And now there's more Zerglings coming out from EGIdRA. Sheth, meanwhile, though, getting 8 Roaches out. That will help an end to this, because, well, 8 Roaches could wall off there if he so chose to, or they could at least hold their own, especially with the Spine there. And these Zerglings are going to come in though. They are going to slip around. They will get into the natural mineral field. Whole command used to pick up any drones he can, but Sheth trying to do a good job of keeping those drones alive. What is the drone kill count? Well, it's about 3 to 1. Meanwhile, some Zerglings did manage to get into the 3rd, and EGIdRA is so lucky with his Queens. That Queen survived with like 5 HP. It's crazy, but both of these players have been so lucky keeping their Queens alive. It is just madness. No, it's not madness. This isn't Sparta. Get on the record. Anyway, Infestation Pit coming down for Sheth here. Does EGIdRA even have a Roach one? Yeah. I don't think he does. He has 2 Evo Chambers, but no Roach one. So that second Evo Chamber is not even doing anything. Sheth is about to finish up Roach Speed. He's getting Burrow as well. He's getting more Roaches out. So he's going Roach Infester. But Sheth has got, although Sheth's got about 10 supply advantage, the thing to note is EGIdRA doesn't have Roaches, which are really supply inefficient. He's also getting 42 Zerglings up now, just to try and deal with this massive push. 2 Queens do get taken out, so their luck was up. They're not cats, they don't have 9 lives. Now this 3rd base for EGIdRA is looking so exposed. I don't see any way of that staying up at all. And now Sheth is going to be able to take that out and put himself back on equal bases, and EGIdRA's kind of gamble of taking that super early 3rd base isn't going to pay off. It is going to go down, but here comes streaming in Zerglings, and if this base stays alive, it would actually be momentously lucky. And a bit of a bad play by Sheth. I don't know what Sheth's trying. Sheth is trying to get around behind these minerals just to prevent the Zerglings getting surrounded. He's doing a very good job of that actually. So preventing the Zerglings getting the surface area they need to effectively deal with these Roaches. And this is just meaning that Sheth is fighting incredibly cost effectively. But the downside is Sheth allowed this base to stay up for the moment, which is added production, but here come in some Roaches, and are the Roaches going to pick off that hatchery? Still no, the Zerglings are going to sweep around. There's just so many Roaches here for Sheth that EGIdRA just isn't going to be able to deal with it. He's getting more Zerglings streaming in. The Zerglings, of course, are +1 carapace, but they're just not able to deal with these Roaches, which are +1 missile attack, and there's just so many, and this is pretty much GG now. There goes down that 3rd base, and that pretty much seals the deal in Sheth's favour. He's just got even more Roaches in production, but great little burrow there, just to regenerate up some health. And really, what can EGIdrA do? Well, he's still on Zerglings, he's got no rotors of his own, Pathogen Glands just started there for Sheth, and he's just charging in. And if we take a look at the worker kill count, 11 to 3, which is never good, and now that natural queen is down, EGIdRA's production is going to be hurting, and he needs all those lava just to produce that many Zerglings, and there is the GG from EGIdrA. So, if you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on Twitter, leave me comments. Thank you very much for watching, and please tune in again. Bye for now.